I'm better than I...
Welcome to Telford. We're here all weekend for a night of championship boxing. Saturday night, live on BT Sport. Your headline act, Jason Cunningham, defending his European Super-Bantamweight title against mandatory challenger Terry Lecouvier. Joining me is a man who should have been on the show. I wanted him to be on the show. He's not on the show. Why aren't you on the show? Liam Davis.
I wanted to be on the show. Due to an injury I've picked up in training, it's put me back a few weeks, and my team advised me to have more time, and I'm hoping to reschedule the fight very soon because, as you can see, I'm still in shape. Kept up my running, kept up my dieting, so when the shoulder's better, I'm ready to go.
You look ready to go. That fight, Liam, I was so hyped. I came and saw you. I came up to your gym. I went to Andrew Cain's gym as well. You're going to take him on. And, mate, I was gutted when I got the news. I mean, it must have been a difficult time for you as well, considering, really, it was the biggest fight of your career. Yeah,
it was the biggest fight in my career, and it's a massive fight in Telford. I'd done hundreds and hundreds of tickets before the tickets even come, and it was hard to accept at the time, but it's just one of them things that you've got to move on from, and I look forward to the new date and keep training, and hopefully we don't have to wait too long and we can get it on.
Do you feel that will be your next fight, or do you feel maybe it will happen later? Do you think you will fight Andrew Cain?
Yeah, it's just a matter of when. It will happen. When it happens, I'm unsure, but I promise you it will happen on my side. I want the fight to happen, and I'm sure he does himself.
I had a little chat with him yesterday, and I asked him, would you have fought if you were injured? And he had a think. He thought, yeah, do you know what, I probably would have done. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's easy to say, easier said than done, but he's got nothing to lose. He's got everything to gain, nothing to lose, where I believe I'm in the better position, and I'd still love to fight if I could, but I've been to the hospital, I've had MRIs, and it's the right decision not to fight.
So let's talk about this card. Obviously, you know, the Super-Bantamweight division is thriving. You're a big part of it. So is the man topping the bill, Jason Cunningham. What do you make of his fight against Terry Lecouvier?
I think it's a good fight. Jason's on a good roll, so I wish him all the best, and I hope he comes through it, because we're all young lads. Well, we're all lads out here chasing our dreams, so I don't wish bad on anyone, so I hope Jason comes through it.
What do you make of this story? I mean, he's got the tattoo across his chest, the underdog that never lost hope. It feels like he's a bit of an example. Two young boxers coming through. You can take a loss here, you can take a loss there, you still come back, and look at him now, top of the game.
Yeah, he's had knockbacks. Yeah. He's fought good opponents, and he's come out on top in the end, so fair play to him. I take my hat off to him. He's done well for himself, and I hope he can keep his train going, and maybe one day we will meet down the line.
I'll tell you what, it will be, I assume you're still going to come to the show, right?
Yeah, I'm still going to be at the show. My younger brother's on the show, so I'm glad he's going to get on the show, and that's the positive that's come out of all the negatives that I've had to deal with, so yeah, look out for Bradley Thompson.
Yeah, any good?
Very good, very good. Better than me, I believe.
Really?
So, time
Are
will
you just
tell.
saying that? Is that just something brothers say to hype up their other brother?
No, he's won more national titles than me. He's been and done it as an amateur, and now he's just got to do it as a pro, and I believe he will. So we'll remember this video in years to come.
We will. A good family interest on the show. I'll tell you what, though, it's going to be rocking in there. Nathan Heaney. I mean, his fans, you've been around it. He boxes pretty much on all your shows now. That's going to be electric in there, isn't it?
Yeah, he brings the crowd in, Nathan Heaney, and he's got a good opponent. Yeah. The lad he's fighting's very good, so I wish him all the best, and I'm sure the crowd will be behind him and taking over Telford.
Well, you are the Telford's favourite son, but are you happy to sort of let him take over for tomorrow?
Tomorrow night can be his night, but only because I ain't on the show.
Only because you're not on. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a banana skin though. The fella that he's fighting, Diego Ramirez, we know him from his fight with Bradley Skeet a few years ago. It was down at welterweight, but it shows one punch can really change everything.
Yeah, that's boxing. One punch, small gloves. It can you can be as clever as you want in there, but 1 second you make one mistake and you will pay for it in this game, as we've seen over the years, time and time again.
Look, we're going to be speaking to some of the fighters as they come off the stage after they've weighed in. What will be going through their head right now? Presumably, the last thing that they will actually want to do is speak with us.
Yeah. Most of them will be looking forward to a nice drink and some good food That's what I do. So once the weigh-in's done, they have some good food, and then tomorrow night it's fight time, and I wish them all the best.
What about your little brother then? Is there any special advice you've given him? It's like, what have you put your arm around his shoulder and told him, make sure you do this, don't do this?
Brad knows what to do. He's just got to do his own thing, and I'm sure he'll shine.
Brilliant. Well, look, we look forward to seeing him. We look forward to the whole show. What do you know about Andrew Cain's opponent then? He stepped in obviously because you're injured. I think he was meant to fight someone else, and then this fella's stepped in, the guy that he's fighting on Saturday night. What do you know?
Yeah, I've not took much interest in, since my fight's off, I've not took much interest in who he's fighting, but hopefully he can come through it, because that keeps our fight alive then. So I wish him all the best tomorrow, and hopefully he comes through it and we can make this fight happen in time to come.
I think the boxing world in general, though, has got one eye on next week. The big one, Wembley Stadium, Fury versus White. Where's your head at with it? How's it going to go?
You got to respect Fury, what he's done, where he's come from, and for that, I hope Fury comes out on top. And I do fancy Fury, but White's a very dangerous man, and he showed that, like he says, he brings maximum violence, which every fighter should.
Rightly so. I mean, what have you made of the build-up? Did you catch any of the stuff yesterday? There was a virtual press conference.
I seen the little clips. Yeah, that was good, and hopefully next week we can get more if Dillian turns up.
Well, I think he's going to. It looks like he's come round. So from the virtual press conference last night, all seemed well. So it should be a fun week. So what's your final prediction for that fight then?
I'm going Fury points. I don't think he stops him, because White's a very strong, vulnerable guy himself. Not vulnerable, very strong fighter himself. And I believe Tyson won't be able to do what he done to Wilder to White. So I predict Fury points.
Okay, are you going along?
I'm not going along. Costs too much money.
Oh, no. Well, we'll sort you out a BT Sport box office token thing, I'm sure. If not a ticket. But also on this card, there is Bradley Strand, right? Now, he's in your division, and I understand there's a bit of history with you as well. What is your history? What's your beef with that gym up there?
Yeah, to be fair, as an amateur, they beat me. They did, but this is where it matters now, and times have changed. They don't believe so, but I believe so, and hopefully I can get round and get my revenge on them all one by one.
So that's the plan. Because I spoke to you about that Bradley Strand fight, and you said that you were still felt a little bit aggrieved. You still feel like you won in the amateurs.
Well, the fight's on YouTube, so you can watch it yourself.
Okay.
And
maybe we should put a link. Yeah.
Watch the fight yourself on YouTube, see what you think. I was saying, I just thought I'd done enough. He probably thought he'd done enough, but it's one where I've really thought I was really hard done by, so hopefully we can correct it in time to come.
Well, look, another one that's on next week. It's not in your weight division, but it's a fella from that gym, Nick Ball. Big opportunity for him against Isaac Lowe. Have you been following any of that? What do you make of that fight?
No, I haven't followed, but I did see, and I think it's a good fight. It's a well-seasoned pro v young, up-and-coming fighter, and it's going to be experience will tell, or Nick Ball seems like a very explosive, strong featherweight, so I'll be watching that fight. Very interesting fight.
And what about yourself then? Obviously, you were telling me maybe you're going to be punching again very soon. How soon do you think we'll see you in the ring?
I'm hoping to be out in May. Like I say, I'm fit. I've been doing my runs, everything I can, apart from using my shoulder. And I'm hoping to be back punching very soon. And I want to be, I'm biting at the bit to go. So hopefully I can be May. That Parker undercard seems a good one for me to be on.
Be a very good one.
And if I can be on that, I'll be more than happy. But it all depends on the shoulder when I'm back punching. And if it all goes all right when I do try. So just got to have my fingers crossed at the minute and hope for the best.
But we will collectively cross our fingers for you, Liam. Tell us then, there's talk of Mark Leach. Obviously, he beat Chris Bourke. He won the vacant British title. Twitter talks, right? A lot of people are talking about maybe there's going to be a fight with you and him. I don't know if it'll be next or maybe it's down the line. How do you size up against Mark Leach?
I'm a lot bigger than him, but it's British. It's not about Mark Leach. It's the British title that I want. that's been something you've got to do that to move on. So the British title's the aim, and if that fight can happen, then I want it to happen. I win that, and I could defend against Cain. But it's all ifs and buts at the minute. We're soon going to see.
Just got to get you punching again, haven't we?
Yeah, 100%.
What did you make of that Bork-Leach fight? Presumably you watched it. It's quite an important one in your division.
Yeah, I did watch the fight. I did fancy Mark Leach to beat Bork, to be honest. I sparred Bork a few years ago up GB, and I did fancy Leach. He's awkward and stuff, and I'd take a different approach to that fight, and I think I'd come out on top.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to ask you where you place yourself currently. Same way I asked Andrew Cain yesterday. Where do you place yourself currently in the UK? Honestly, where do you think you are?
I believe I can beat them all, but you got Jace. They're ahead of me with the British title and the European title, but they're ahead of me in rankings. But I believe I beat them in a fight. So time will tell. Let's make them happen, because I'm eager to test myself, and hopefully soon we can get in with all these lads.
Look, it feels like you're a young fighter who's built a lot of momentum now in your career. Do you feel as though, obviously this is a bit of a setback here with the injury, but things generally are going quite well? You're on the up.
Yeah, I am. And like we was talking earlier, in the amateurs I got beat by Cain and Strand, and I didn't have a bit of luck, and now I just believe my time's coming, and it's going to take something hard to stop me, because I want it and I believe I can have it. I was once told by my granddad when I did lose as an amateur that it doesn't matter now, and this is where it does matter as a professional. You can, like say, this is where it counts more, so I'm going to make sure I grab anything with both hands, and I just got to have the opportunity. Once I got the opportunity, I'm going to take it.
Just got to get you going again. Tell me, I know Andrew Cain in the build-up to your fight, which obviously got postponed. He was talking about you not really wanting it. He kept saying it. He said, look in his eyes, and you can tell he doesn't really want it. And then you pull out. So he's going to now say, well, I told you so. What would you say to that?
Like I say, when you live in Glasshouse, you can't throw stones. We was meant to fight before this fight. It wasn't really announced, but he pulled out with COVID. I generally believe he had COVID, but you can't pull out and then make out that I'm pulling out because I'm scared, because I still fought that day. Like he's still fighting today, so it's one of them things. It happens. Doesn't always work out the way you want to, but we'll get the fight happening, and the loudest in the room's normally the weakest. I like that old saying.
Well, that's a good saying to wrap up on. We're going to go over to Thomas Schreiber for the live weigh-in.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the official weigh-in for Fight Night Live tomorrow at the Telford International Arena. And we welcome those of you joining us on the Queensberry social media channels. This great event is being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red, Foot Asylum, and Unibet. It will be televised live on BT Sport beginning at 7 p.m. local time. And if you can join us at the arena, you can purchase tickets there or through ticketmaster.co.uk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a great night of boxing action planned for you tomorrow, and we are going to begin the weigh-in process with our main event participants. They will be competing in a 12-round contest, and it will be for both the EBU European and IBF International Super-Bantamweight Championships. We will first welcome to the scale the challenger. He comes to us from Auray, France. He brings an undefeated record with 16 wins. 2 of his wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the scale Terry Lecouvier.
Yeah,
121.2 pounds for Terry Lecouvier. And now we will welcome to the scale the defending champion tomorrow night from Doncaster, Yorkshire, England. He is his professional record, 30 wins, 6 defeats with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. And tomorrow he will be the defending European and IBF International Champion. Let's welcome to the scale, Jason the Iceman Cunningham. 120.8. 120.8 for Jason Cunningham.
What did you make of what you just saw there, Liam? There's a couple of things. He seemed to come in maybe a bit light. What do you think?
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this our main event tomorrow night, live on BT Sport, scheduled 12 rounds
the best man
for both
win.
the EBU European and IBF International Super-Bantamweight Championships.
Have a look at the front, boys. Come on.
You'll be saying shush tomorrow. You'll be saying shush tomorrow. Don't worry about that.
Go on, champ.
Go on, Jace.
See today, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sleep time.
You ain't got the ball. Maybe you have. We're eating all right. On lui prendre sa ceinture. Et pour toi, c'est la série. Ouais, pas là.
Jason. Yeah, so what did you make of there was a bit of a long face-off there, an icy stare from the Iceman, Jason Cunningham. Does it mean anything?
You're trying to get in each other's head.
Yeah.
It's the last time they're going to see each other before the big fight, so anything they can get over each other, they're going to try, but all matters tomorrow night when they're in that ring.
And he got a bit of stick, Terry did, from some of Jason Cunningham's fans. Have you ever had that happen to you before?
Not really now, but it's part of the game, innit? I love it.
Yeah.
You got to love it, ain't you?
How do you think you'd actually react to that? So you've just faced off with your man, you're facing the front, and I actually heard the word dosser shouted out. I don't know, it was in isolation, but someone said dosser. Someone calls you a dosser. What are you thinking, Liam?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing offends me. It's words, sticks and stones, as they say, sticks and stones. So it's all good it's all good banter, innit?
It's all good banter. Look, we're gonna hopefully get hold of Jason Cunningham very soon. When you're around someone like Jason Cunningham, when you see that EBU European title, are you seeing that as food? Are you seeing that as someone that you're going to target, you're going to get hold of? He's the man in your way kind of thing?
Yeah, if he still has it, then when my time comes to that opportunity. But it looks a very nice belt, doesn't it? I like the gold, it's shining.
Look, Andrew Cain said exactly the same thing yesterday. I think we're going to speak to Jason Cunningham now. I think he's probably going to take your mic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, champ.
Well, Jason, look.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Look at that. Look at that belt. Dude, I mean, do you ever get bored of looking at that belt?
No.
No.
That's why it's going to come out with me Saturday night as well, because it's got to do on it.
I'll tell you what, I was watching the face-off, me and Liam there, and I can tell why they call you the Iceman. You just weren't going to look away, were you? What was going through your head?
Just look into his eyes, see if his game. You tell what for look into their eyes, can't you? The eyes don't lie, as they say. So, no, just a good steely stare. And we're just going to get it on tomorrow now. It's all done and dusted. Let's go.
Tell me, what did you see then? You say you could see a lot.
He's game enough. So we'll just see what he brings tomorrow. But yeah, I can always tell what into their eyes. But yeah, he's game.
Some of your fans called him a dosser. What did you think?
Yeah, the young ones today, I say, are going to calm him down at one point. But yeah, they're just getting excited, aren't they? So it is what it is. It's all said and done.
But Jason, I'm gonna let you go. You need to eat.
I definitely need to eat and have a drink, as you can see.
Go take your belt with you, and hopefully you'll be taking it home with you on Saturday night as well.
No doubt.
Best of luck to you. Any final message down the line?
No, just thank you to everyone coming to support me tomorrow. Thank you to all my sponsors. You know who you are. They're all here on the show, and everyone tuning in on BT Sport. Thank you.
Jason, thank you very much.
Right, cheers, Dave. Thank you, mate.
Our next two combatants to the scale competing tomorrow night in a scheduled 10-round contest, and it will be for the IBO International Middleweight Championship. First, we will welcome to the scale the challenger, coming to us from Coranda, Santa Fe, Argentina. He brings a professional record consisting of 24 wins, 6 defeats, 1 draw, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Diego El Chacarero Ramirez. $158.2 for Diego Ramirez.
Thank you.
And now we welcome to the scale the defending champion tomorrow night from Stoke-on-Trent. Undefeated with 14 wins. 6 of his 14 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome the reigning and defending IBO International Middleweight Champion, Nathan the Hitman Heaney. $159.3 for Nathan Heaney. These two competing tomorrow night live on BT Sport in a 10-round contest for the IBO International Middleweight Championship.
Vamos, Chacarero.
Mata al hombre.
Aguante Coronda, carajo. Piedra Buena, ya Santa Cruz. Go return, fight to front.
They're egging their man on.
Very shortly. Tell me what you saw from Diego Ramirez there. I mean, he was up on there. He did his weighing in, and he seemed to not want to leave the scales.
No, I seen him bounce on the scale, bounce on the stage earlier, stamp his feet. So he looks like he's very game, and he's up for this fight with Nathan Heaney.
This is a man who's clearly just like Terry Lecouvier. What is it about Telford that has got these guys so excited? Liam, you tell me. You're a Telford man.
If you're from Telford, you got the fire in the belly, and I'm sure if you come to visit, you sense that, and you get the fire in the belly yourself. So it's a fighting city by the looks of it this weekend.
There you go. Everyone's caught the bug. What did you think of the face-off? You know, they're all going to do it. They're all going to be looking at each other. But can you take anything from that? That one seemed a little bit more intense than the one that we saw before with Jason Cunningham.
It does look intense, and they both look like they're game and ready to bring it Saturday night. I've seen Nathan Heaney sparring up the BCB gym. I'm very impressed with him, and I'm sure he'll do the business Saturday night.
He's a BCB stablemate of yours and a Queensbury stablemate, so you've known him for quite a while then, huh? You must have seen his rise through the ranks.
Yeah, we've been on small horse shows together, on BCB promotion shows before we both signed with Queensbury, so yeah, I've been around him a long time, and I'm looking forward to watching him Saturday night keep rising up.
his dream is obviously to box at the football stadium, the Bet365 at Stoke. Do you think he can achieve that dream?
It doesn't look like it's far off now. You just got to do the business Saturday, keep focused, and I'm sure Queensbury Frank can make that happen for him. I believe he deserves it.
What did you make of the weight difference? Again, it's not much. There's a pound or so in it. But of course, Diego Ramirez is coming up from welterweight. Really, we've seen him down at lower weights. We've never really seen Nathan Heaney down at a lower weight.
No, both men look in tremendous shape. Nathan always comes in cut up and looking ready to go. So I'm looking forward to this fight Saturday, as the guy he fights brings power and he's a dangerous guy. But I expect Nathan to come through in flying colours.
Well, Nathan will be joining us very shortly. I can see he's just making sure that his T-shirt with all 400 sponsors is on. And he's also tucking into what appears to be a protein shake. But yeah, just join us when you're ready, Nathan. Oh, what is it? I mean, look at this. This man is a billboard.
Shake.
Yeah, look, what is that he'll be drinking? Just,
do you know, maybe a hydration drink?
Yeah.
Hydration drink. That's what most of us do have, and that's the way you do it.
Replenishing, getting back to full strength. He said he's done 1,200 tickets this time, and let's speak to him about it.
I'm surprised.
Nathan, the Hitman Heaney. Your opponent there. Tell us, this is just you replenishing, right?
Yeah, just obviously when you're making weight and stuff, you probably don't drink for a few hours just so you can drop, because like this itself probably weighs a kilo nearly. Right. It's like 900 mil, so 900 grams. So yeah, just dehydrate a little bit, make the weight, and then get it back in you.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I feel great. Yeah, I feel really good. Like normally I'm all sucked up and stuff, but I made the weight fantastically well this one. And the process that I go through to make weight, it just gets better every single time. So yeah, really good.
What did you make of your man Diego up there? There's a couple of things. He seemed to be on those scales for an age, really taking in the moment. What did you think of that?
Yeah, well, I realised why he was now, because when I was on there, it kept moving. Like the weight kept moving up and down. So I think maybe because the stage was shaking. So I think he just wanted to make sure he was bang on. And yeah, he looks up for it. He was hyping himself up a little bit before when we were waiting just to walk on. And like Steve said, my coach, he's getting a bit hyped, maybe a bit too soon. But it's obviously taking the event. It's a big event, and but it's important to get switched on tomorrow night, because that's when obviously the fight happens.
Some of his team were saying a few things in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. Do you speak Spanish? Do you know what he said, Nathan?
That's what I just said. Yo hablo no español. I don't speak Spanish. Oh. Yeah, so he's here. But still, but technically I do with that sentence, don't I?
Better Spanish than me.
I have not got a clue. He probably said something like, "I'm going to smash this Stokey lad to bits."
He's not though, is he?
Yeah, well, no, hopefully not, mate. Hopefully not. As he said, the plan's to stay undefeated. So he's up for it, mate. He's up for it. It's good to get a proper look at him, because obviously I saw him with his Argentina shirt on yesterday. He looked quite big actually, and he's quite tall.
Yeah.
He's in fact the same height as me. So. But I think there's a definite difference in terms of physique between us. But he's made the weight well. He's probably going to be stronger than he has other times. He's probably boiled down to the other weights. But yeah, it's good.
What did you see anything when you looked into his eyes, Nathan?
No, yesterday we had a bit of a smile, because it wasn't serious yesterday, but today was the business. So I'm making sure I was looking into his eyes, and he was looking directly back at me. Absolutely, not that you can take much from a face off, but he's there. He ain't scared. He ain't scared. But again, when my guy's there tomorrow creating some amazing atmosphere, it might change it a little bit. And then once I stick the jab in his face, and he feels a little bit of it. And there was a great edit that you guys did with the house of painting. Really good, really good. So it's we'll just see how he reacts to it tomorrow.
Finally, tell them, why should they all be tuned in to the Hitman tomorrow night on BT Sport?
Because hopefully I'll put on a great performance, but more importantly, it's what my city of Stoke-on-Trent and all my Stokies are doing and what they're bringing. They bring something very unique, just like we've seen with Josh Lawrenson and all the other people. Now it's Stoke-on-Trent, they're doing it with me, so tune in tomorrow, you'll see some good entertainment and hopefully a great fight as well.
Nathan, get the rest of that down, yeah? And best of luck to you, thanks for joining me.
Top man, Dad.
And I'll take that.
I'll give you a fist bump as well.
Fist bump as well. There you go, fist bump as well. We'll go back to Thomas Treiber.
Before we continue with the weigh-in process, Mr. Charles Giles of the British Boxing Board of Control would like to remind all fighters and their camps involved in a championship contest that there will be a rules meeting immediately following today's weigh-in. So do not leave without attending the rules meeting. Thank you. Our next two combatants to the scale will be competing tomorrow night in a 10-round contest, and it will be for the vacant WBC International Silver Super Bantamweight Championship. We will first welcome to the scale, coming to us from Buenos Aires, Argentina. His professional record, 15 wins, 10 defeats, 2 draws, 1 win by knockout. Here is Pablo Ariel Gomez. $121.1 for Pablo Ariel Gomez. Next to the scale, his opponent tomorrow night from Liverpool, England. Undefeated with 8 wins. 7 of his 8 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Andrew Cain. $121.6 for Andrew Cain. These two competing tomorrow night live on BT Sport in a scheduled 10-round contest, and it will be for the vacant WBC International Silver Super Bantamweight Championship.
Meant to be on the line, of course, on Saturday night between you and Andrew, but you've given it up. Talk us through that.
Yeah, they asked me to put me in line for the British. I had to vacate the belt, so that's what we've done, and that's what you have to do to move forward, Dev.
Have you caught eyes at all yet with Andrew? I know he said to me yesterday, oh, Liam said a few things, I've said a few things. Has there been any eyes locked? It's a strange sort of environment for it to happen.
Yeah, nah. He's got to do his thing tomorrow, and I'll leave him to do that.
Well, I think Liam...
You're right.
There you go. So a little all right there, a little hello. What did you make of what you just saw on the scales? Both fighters seem
both in shape, aren't they? And they look like they're both ready to go. So we're going to find out tomorrow night. It looks like a good contest. They're both coming. The other guys' opponents coming off some good wins. So we're going to see him tested tomorrow and see how he comes through it.
Is that the first time you've sort of said all right to Andrew?
Yeah. There's no bad blood for me. It's business.
Yeah.
Well, the fight will happen soon, and I'm sure it won't be so nice then. But for now, I wish him all the best tomorrow and keep our fight alive.
Being around this today, seeing your peers weighing in, any regrets that you've had to pull out of this? Are you feeling quite disappointed about it?
Of course, it was hard for me to accept. Like any other fighter will know that it's hard to accept, but what can I do about it? It's done now. I just got to look forward to the new date, and no point dwelling on it. Shit happens.
There you go. And I think you can say shit on Queensbury YouTube channels. I haven't been told otherwise. What sort of fight are you expecting from Andrew tomorrow?
I expect him to come and try and win the bout like any other fighter would. I haven't really watched much of him, so I'm going to watch tomorrow and we'll see from there. But either way, if he has a 10-second knockout, he goes 10 rounds. I just want our fight to happen.
Yeah. So you'll be watching sort of almost like taking notes, sort of doing your homework kind of thing, no?
I'll be here to watch my young brother. That's what I'm coming for.
Well, let's speak to Andrew, who's going to join us up now. I'm going to get in the middle. Andrew, just seen your face off, just seen your way in. How you feeling?
I'm all good, me.
All good?
Flying.
What did you see when you looked into your man's eyes, actually? What you seen when you're looking into this man's eyes?
A lizard. A lizard with a fake sore shoulder.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, man.
That's fine.
What happened to the shoulder, lad?
Huh?
What happened to
I
the
jarred
shoulder?
my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would I make an excuse when it's in Telford? The fight's going to happen, but it ain't going to be in Telford, is it?
It doesn't matter where it is to
yeah.
me.
You try
I'm here, lad.
That's good. Good
I'm
luck
here, bro.
tomorrow so
I'm
we
here,
keep
lad.
our fight alive.
I'm here, man.
Good luck tomorrow.
I'm here.
Good luck. Focus on your fight tomorrow.
I'm focused, lad. Don't
Good
you
man.
tell me what to do.
Good man.
Hey, you little maggot. So.
you feel this fight will happen, Andrew?
Listen, I'm not even asked. My career doesn't revolve around this fucking idiot. You know what I mean? I'll smash him any day of the week. I'll take him outside, meet me on the car park after me fight, and I'll do both of you. Both of them on Saturday, you know what I'm saying?
I think we've got gentlemen here who will ensure that you don't meet in the car park. Andrew, you probably want to get back and hydrate, get yourself ready.
I'm good, man. I'm ready to go now.
Anything finally you want to tell Liam before we...
I'll see you when it's time to go.
Yeah, man. We'll go. Don't worry. Don't worry. The fight's still going to happen. Trust me. Good luck tomorrow and keep it live.
Keep it live, lad.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Good luck, Andrew. We'll go back to our MC, Thomas Schreiber.
You know, it reminds me
Our next two combatants to the scale competing tomorrow night in a scheduled 8-round super lightweight contest. First, we will welcome to the scale from Stourbridge, West Midlands. His professional record, 10 wins, 11 defeats with 2 draws. Let's welcome to the scale the O-Taker, Ben Fields. $144.1 for Ben Fields. And now we welcome to the scale from Northampton, undefeated with 7 wins. Let's welcome to the scale Ethan Jammy James. £143 for Ethan James. These two competing tomorrow night in a scheduled 8-round super lightweight contest.
Very, very interesting fight this. I mean, Liam, you've just said to me he's huge about Ethan James. Big guy for 140.
Very big. Long arms, long frame, and he's just got to use his attributes come tomorrow night. So he's fighting a lot shorter man in Ben Fields, who's a very game fighter.
Well, that's it. We've seen Ben Fields before on BT Sport. He boxed Sam Maxwell, and I'll tell you what, that was a rough night for Sam Maxwell. He didn't let him breathe in there, and I think at times it got a little bit dirty, and it may well do tomorrow night.
Yeah, he comes with comes to put it on you thick, and I'm sure he'll come and do that tomorrow night.
Yeah, look, a very interesting fight. We just disappeared off shot, but we're back now. Don't worry, we're not going again. Ethan James against... Did you hear his nickname? The O-Taker. What a nickname that is, because he's beaten some unbeaten guys. What do you think?
Is that his nickname?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Thomas Schreiber goes, the O-Taker, like the Undertaker, but like taking O's.
Okay. Yeah, he does come and lay it on thick, so I can see why he has been.
With these two combatants competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round international super-bantamweight contest. First, we will welcome to the scale, coming to us
big frame,
from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
Take Ethan's
his professional record, 11 wins, just 1 defeat. 7 of his 11 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome to the scale, Ali Morangi. Whoa. 122.2 for Ali Morangi. Next to the scale from Liverpool, undefeated with 6 wins. 3 of his wins come by way of knockout. Here is Bradley Strand.
National amateur champion and a former foe of yours, Liam.
Yeah.
122.1.
I believe. And now we're all pros, and I'm sure it'll all happen again soon.
For
We're all in
Bradley
the same
Strain.
way. We're all under the same banner in Queensbury, so best of luck to him tomorrow night.
Well, he's from that Red Triangle stable, of course, with Andrew Cain.
These two competing tomorrow night in a scheduled 6-round international super bantamweight contest.
What did you make of what just happened with Andrew? And obviously he called you a maggot and several other things. What did you make of all of that?
He's just got a shit attitude. That's what I make of it. Bad attitude. He's trying to build the fight up 'cause he needs me more than I need him, but he's talked himself into the fight now, so I can't wait to get it cracking.
Yeah, no, you look hyped. You look amped up now.
Yeah.
There's something switched in you, as I'm sure is switching in these guys. Brad Strand gets a TV slot tomorrow night. He's the first fight on BT Sport. There must have been a time where you got your first TV slot. Does that bring some added pressure where you're thinking, oh, God, I've got to perform here?
Nah, more excitement than pressure, I believe. Like you say, we've boxed in amateur finals and boxed for the country, so I don't think it's pressure. I think he'll thrive off that, and like I did myself.
Our next two combatants to the scale competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round welterweight contest. We first welcome to the scale from Rochdale, Lancashire. His record, 1 win, 3 defeats, 1 draw. That 1 win by knockout. Let's welcome Richard Helm.
Okay, good man.
$149.8 for Richard Helm. Next to the scale from Worcester. Undefeated with 5 wins, 2 of those wins by knockout. Here is Owen Cooper. $149.4 for Owen Cooper. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow night in a scheduled 6-round welterweight contest.
It's a man that you know well, Liam, Owen Cooper. Tell us about him. You know, I've seen him knock a few guys out, right? He looks like a good little fighter.
He's very strong. He's 19, 20, but he's got his manpower, and I believe he won the national title as a youth. So yeah, I rate Owen Cooper, and I look forward to watching him Saturday night do the business, I believe.
Were you on England squads together, is that right?
No, he's younger than me. Right. He's more my brother's age.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
When I'd go watch my brother, they actually won the youth national title the same year, I believe.
We certainly won to watch.
Our next two combatants to the scale competing tomorrow night in a scheduled 6-round welterweight contest. First to the scale from Sheffield. He was a 2012 Olympian for his native country of Cameroon. Let's welcome Serge Ambomo. $150.9 for Serge Ambomo. Next to the scale, his opponent tomorrow night from York, undefeated with 5 wins. Here is George G-Force Davey. $149.4 for George Davey.
George G-Force.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow
this one is probably the toughest test of his career so far, Serge Ambomo.
Welterweight contest.
The guy looks a strong, very strong man, doesn't he?
think he was part of the Cameroon Olympian team, along with a number of guys, and really, to beat him, you have to be a good fighter. He's boxed a lot of guys around, 154, 160. I think he's been up higher. I think he's been up lower. It's a bit of a test, actually, this one for George Davey.
Yeah, and you need tests in your career to push you on. Hopefully he can win this and push on for titles soon.
He's struggling for stoppages at the moment, George Davey. Do you think that that's something that will be on his mind when he goes into fights like this?
Not too much on his mind, but maybe on his opponent's mind, because you ain't got to be so much careful when they ain't got knockouts. So you put your foot on the gas and you put the pressure on when you're not got to be so wary.
So he could be, Sergio Momo could be walking him down, not showing him any respect.
These two compete tomorrow night in a scheduled 6-round welterweight contest.
Exactly
First to the scale from Devon. Let's welcome to the scale Des Newton. $150.1 for Des Newton. Now to the scale his opponent tomorrow night from Atherstone in Warwickshire. Undefeated with 2 wins, here is George Vance. $146.8 for George Vance. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow night in a scheduled 6-round welterweight contest.
Well, that pretty much concludes the weigh-in process here. I've still got Liam Davis with me. We've just seen a little back and forth with Andrew Cain. He was stood there. Liam was there. Liam, you asked me off camera, what is a lizard? What does he mean by calling me a lizard? What do you think he means?
I'm guessing it's some kind of insult, but it doesn't make sense to me.
What did you think of the whole thing? I mean, he looked you dead in the eye and he called you a number of names. What did you make of it all?
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, he keeps saying that I'm making excuses, but I keep going. I can go back, but I don't because it's pointless. But pulled out with COVID the time before, so the fight's meant to happen twice. One he pulled out, one I'm pulled out. So I don't get what he's trying to get from it because he's pulled out himself. It doesn't make sense, does it?
We offered you a little ruck out in the car park. We had plenty of security here to ensure that wouldn't happen. I'd have probably broken you up as well. Yeah. What did you think of that little offer out in the car park?
Talk's cheap. Loudest in the room is normally the weakest. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well, look, Liam, it's been a pleasure having you with me. Thank you for joining me. And look, guys, we've got a big show tomorrow night, live on BT Sport from Telford. This is the son of Telford. Telford's favourite son right here, but he's not in action. His younger brother is, though. And we've got a cracking main event. Jason Cunningham defends his European Super-Bantamweight title against mandatory challenger Terry Lecouvier. Nathan Heaney's on, the hitman. Andrew Cain, his mate, he's on as well. And we'll see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.
And when I get it, you know they gon' hate. Yeah, you know they gon' hate. You know they gon' hate. They ain't believe me, they thought I couldn't achieve it. They ain't wanna see the boy reach greatness. So, oh no, straight from the bottom and I made it to the top. Gotta win every day, so I take it. Yeah, I go hard on the baseline. Yeah, you never thought you'd see the kid shine, but I'ma run it up. I'ma run it up. I'ma run it up. I go hard on the baseline. I ain't gonna stop till I get mine. So I'ma run it up. I'ma run it up. I'ma run it up. Every day I gotta get it. I cannot lose. I cannot lose. Every day I gotta get it. I cannot lose. Man, I refuse. I cannot be fake, baby. No, I don't relate, baby. Yeah. Hey, they gon' hate, baby. I'm trying to win, so every day I gon' win, baby. Yeah. If you wanna know, yeah, I will not stop. I'ma go, yeah. If you wanna know, yeah, I will not stop. I'ma go, yeah. They ain't believe me. They thought I couldn't achieve it. They ain't wanna see the boy reach greatness. Oh no. straight from the bottom and I made it to the top. Got